Stay tuned to learn how to make this gorgeous table runner step by step. Once you have that set up, place batting 1 on top of the hoop and stitch it down. After stitching, carefully remove the hoop from your machine and trim the batting down to about 1 to 2 millimeters from the stitching. Next, it's time to add some color. Place fabric A right side up on top of the hoop, making sure it covers the batting completely, and then stitch it down. After that, go ahead and embroider the quilting design. Followed by the brick details to give it a nice textured look. Now, let's tackle the window outside the door. Repeat the applique process using fabric B. Then trim away the excess fabric. Once that's done, you can move on to embroidering the details in the window itself. For the panels below the window, use a piece of fabric that's large enough to cover the place and lines and trim it once you have stitched it down. Moving on to the door, repeat the applique process with fabric C, and don't forget to trim the edges again afterward. If you're enjoying this project, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe for more creative ideas. Next, you'll want to embroider all the little details on the door, including the doorknob and mailbox slot. This really brings the design to life. Continue by adding a satin stitch around the door and stitching the bottom of the door. After that, you can embellish the front porch details, then move on to embroidering the rug. To finish that section, stitch out the word welcome. Don't forget to add some festive touches with the tinsel above the door and the 2 sets of leaves. Finally, complete your design by embroidering the Christmas tree according to the steps in your design file. Once everything is stitched out beautifully, remove the piece from the hoop and trim the seams down to about 1/2 inch. And there you have it, the perfect welcome door panel for your Christmas door runner. Hold your welcome door panel aside until all your other panels are completed. Looking for another fun sew along we are currently running? Join our Keeping It Simple sew along Facebook group where we're working on the naughty gnome in the home design. The link is below. Come join in the fun. Let's move over to our regular sewing machine now to join all your panels. To get started with your runner, lay it out in the order you would like, ensuring that the long side of the panels are together. Take the first 2 panels and place them right sides together. Pin along one edge, making sure to align the corner points evenly. And then stitch the side seam on your sewing machine. It's best to stitch just inside the outer border line that's already stitched on the blocks so that your stitching won't be visible on the right side later. Continue joining the other panels in the same fashion. After stitching, open the seams and iron them flat. Once you've joined all the panels, trim around the perimeter of your runner to make sure all sides are even. We've got tons of exciting projects like this Christmas door runner over at swpa.com. Be sure to check them out. Now let's move on to create the back and binding of the runner. Start by placing fabric D on your table with the wrong sides facing up. Then lay your sewn runner on top of fabric D with the wrong sides together. If you'd like, you can use a temporary adhesive spray to hold them together as well. To keep the runner's layers together, we'll use a technique called stitch in the ditch. This will help maintain flat seams during washing and throughout the life of the runner. Make sure the bobbin thread on the underside matches the backing fabric and use invisible thread on the top. Then trim the excess backing fabric so that it's precisely 1 1/4 inches, 3 centimeters larger than the runner. The extra fabric will be used for the binding. Starting on any side, fold the backing fabric in half. then fold it in half again, ensuring you fold it just over the edge, then pin it in place, and continue pinning the binding until you reach your first corner. When you get to the corner, try to create a nice mighty corner by turning your binding in at the corner and continuing to fold it just as you did for the first side of the binding. You can iron your folds as you go to help with those mitered corners. After that, fold one last time and pin the corner in place. Then continue pinning all around the runner. When you're ready to sew, start anywhere and stitch the binding to the runner, just inside the folded edge. If you want, you can change your bobbin thread to match the backing fabric. As you reach the first corner, leave your needle down, lift the foot, and rotate the runner. Put the foot back down and continue stitching until you've gone all the way around. Once you're finished, give everything a good press and your runner is now complete. Thank you so much to this amazing community of crafters. We truly hope you enjoyed following along with our latest sew-along project. Don't forget to enter our monthly competition by sharing a photo of your finished project in our Facebook group. There's a link below in the description. That's all for me for this month, but before you go, I'd really appreciate if you could like this video and subscribe to our channel. And of course, don't forget to check out our website at swpea.com for more exciting projects. See you next time.